Well, we're back with you, and we're taking a look at your ag commodity markets here on a Monday. Lots of stuff going on, lots of moving pieces to the market trade. One thing, USDA did come out with some new numbers earlier this morning, and I want to get to those in just a second here. They were the export inspections numbers, and we'll take a look momentarily. In the meantime, let's review our current prices. On the corn board right now in Chicago, we have given up most of the gains that we saw in the early going today. Very intriguing market today because we had the overnight trade lower on the corn and soybeans, and then we came in and opened everything up higher. We had the corn several cents higher actually in the beginning. Now we have gone back to almost unchanged again. So now we have September corn trading just a half penny higher at 341 3/4. So it's only 2 ticks higher now. And we have the December new crop corn at 355 3/4. So that is up a penny. On the soybean trade, let's take a look there. What is it doing? Well, we have August 15 1/4 higher at 834, continuing to surge here. And November soybeans 15 3/4 higher at 850 even per bushel. So it has hit that $8.50 mark. Looking at the wheat trade, though, that has been going the other direction this morning. And in Chicago, September, we're down 6 1/4 cents at 490 3/4 per bushel. Kansas City has been lower also. And we have September down 7 1/4 at 484 1/2. Minneapolis wheat is not immune from the downward pressure today, and we have September down 4 1/2 at 527 1/4. And in the cotton trade, we have that December contract now trading 19 points lower at 87.65 cents per pound when it had been over 88 cents early this morning. Brian Hoops joins us right now, and he is with Midwest Market Solutions in Springfield, Missouri. And Brian, good to visit with you here this morning. A little bit ago, we had the export inspections numbers that came out, and I know the trade is kind of preoccupied with some other things going on, but I just wondered if you could glean anything from those numbers in that report.
Those numbers weren't anything outstanding. Corn was a decent number, soybeans decent in line with trade expectations, and wheat's been right that 17 million bushels where it has been almost all summer long. So really not much of any influence on the trade as far as that export inspections numbers go. Trade is seeing some short covering in the soybean market. We've heard a little bit of rumors out there that maybe China is more willing this week to try and reach a trade agreement than what they have been in previous weeks, and that's given us some bounce in the soybean market along with soybean meal.
Okay, the energy markets, I've been noting this morning as well. We can take a look at crude oil and the heating oil market. I wanted to point that out because a lot of folks are interested in this. It is making a big move today. And on the crude oil market on West Texas crude, check it out, August down 270. $2.70 lower at 68.31 per barrel. And on the heating oil trade, this is how they trade your diesel fuel, and that is down over 6.5 cents now, down 6.6 cents at 206.7 or 8 per gallon, depending on which way you want to round that, up or down. We'll come back in just a moment. We'll talk more with Brian Hoops, get his thoughts on our active livestock trade today when we come back after these messages. Brian Hoops rejoins us as we take a look at our livestock trade, and this is a market that has been all over the board today. And we go from a look at live cattle, which has had signs of strength, to the lean hogs, which has had signs of a significant weakness. Brian, let's take a look here at our live cattle board right now. Currently, the nearby August contract, check it out, we're up 220 at 106.75. That's up just within 2 ticks of our high of the day as we speak. The October contract up $1.40 at 108.78, and then the deferred contracts get progressively less to the upside as you go further out. So it would appear on the surface like there is a lot of bull spreading going on here. Meanwhile, in the feeder cattle trade, the nearby August contract up 98 now at 151.70. This market just continues to go back and forth on either side of unchanged. We have September now 72 higher at 151.80, and now it's only 2 ticks from the high of the day. So surge all of a sudden here in the feeder cattle market. Lean hog trade so far today, let's take a look there. We have the August down 7 at 70.08, but that's up significantly off of its earlier low when it got as low as 69.32. Now we have October down 78 cents right now at 54.52. So something for everyone in the livestock trade, Brian. We'll focus first on the cattle complex here. The cash cattle trade developed late last week, but it seemed like the volume was extremely light, even though the price was maybe a little bit of a pleasant surprise for producers, I understand.
Yeah, this morning's news was mostly negative, so this big rally that we're seeing in the August contract coming at a little bit of a surprise. Cutouts were down, expected to stay soft with weakening demand throughout the dog days of summer in here. Cash cattle trade, as you mentioned, pretty light. That means the show list numbers are going to be increased this week. We're carrying cattle over, and the cash expectations are for lower money once again. So, as I said, we're getting a little surprise bounce here in this front month cattle contract, trying to line itself up a little closer to the cash markets as it'll get ready for deliveries in several weeks. But, right now it looks like, the cash trade could be a little softer. And by the end of the day, we may have where the cash is going to be by the end of the week, and the futures kind of lining up. And that should alleviate some of the buying interest in the August cattle contract.
Brian, thanks for talking with us today. I appreciate that very much, and I hope you have a great trading week out there. Remember, we have the cattle on feed report coming up later on. That'll come out on Friday after the markets close, along with our semi-annual, I believe, cattle inventory report as well. Brian Hoops of Midwest Market Solutions in Springfield, Missouri.